My name is Scott McClellan, and this is my ministry partner, John Broom.
We founded True Grit Ministries for the purpose of serving pastors and church leaders, as well as counseling for individuals and families. I would ask you to take a few minutes to listen as Scott tells you about our ministry.
Pastor or church leader, you may be watching this video and asking yourself, why do I need to do something about sexual impurity in my church? Dr. Tim Clinton, president of the American Association of Christian Counselors, says the porn pandemic is destroying us. Dr. Clinton goes on to say, I don't think we've begun to see the tidal wave of effects of what is going to happen in our relationships. And I would add to that, what's going to happen in our churches. Do you know what a pandemic is? The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a pandemic as an outbreak of a disease that occurs over a wide geographic area and affects an exceptionally high proportion of the population. Your church is already being dramatically affected. This is a fight for the very soul of the people and the church that God so graciously allows you to pastor. The impact of pornography and sexual impurity on your congregation can be catastrophic. John Piper, Christian college and seminary chancellor, has said this: the soul tends to shrink to the size and quality of its pleasures. If a man constantly says to his soul, adapt yourself now to this low, brief, unclean, selfish pleasure, your soul will become that small. A soul that shrinks like that will be unable to make much of God, won't be able to see God, won't be able to delight in God anywhere near the way God should be delighted in through the glorious pleasures He offers us in His Word and in His world. If sexual impurity and widespread pornography can sap the spiritual energy and effectiveness of your people and of your church, then pastor, you have a problem. But you don't have to fight this problem alone. Our commitment at True Grit Ministries is to help you and your church face these issues and find recovery and healing. We want to see lives saved, families healed from the brutal and devastating impact of sexual impurity. You know, most pastors do one of three things when faced with the reality of sexual impurity in their church. They either ignore it, or they simply abhor it, or they can choose to restore it. True Grit Ministries believes we can work with the pastor and the church leadership to help restore many of the lives of wonderful people and families affected by pornography and sexual impurity. We would like to come to meet you, pastor, and possibly some of your leadership, and tell you about True Grit Ministries and our workshop called Protecting Your Family from Sexual Impurity. This workshop is specifically designed for the men in your church. We will educate and motivate and lay down a biblical track for the men in your church to fight this battle. These sessions are designed to give very real, very hands-on ways for men to protect themselves and their families from pornography and sexual sin. John and I really look forward, Pastor, to working with you and your church in this fight against pornography and sexual sin.